welcome back, folks. We just witnessed the first match between Dart Monkeys versus AIMPUNCH. I talked about it before with you guys. This was a rematch. They have previously seen each other in another tournament, which kind of planned out. Dart Monkeys ended up winning, which is kind of what happened here in the first map, Icebox. It looked like it was going to be a very close match as AIMPUNCH was actually fighting back and forth. There was a back and forth, but unfortunately it was Dart Monkeys who ended up finding their feet and just running with that lead. What were some of your most exciting highlights of this match, Maru?
I think for sure there was a lot of great gunplay in this match. We saw some of the cleanest head taps of the day. Hollywood popping off, Ira popping off, Marisa popping off, just like constant back-to-back, just all of these amazing gunplay moments from people. Really did like the attempt of the full map rotate from AIMPUNCH, going all the way from B around back into defender spawn. It's unfortunate it didn't work out, but it was such a cool play to see. And Dart Monkeys, they just seem like they play very well together. I know that they are a fairly new-ish team in the competitive scene, right? We know Sakura Cup was like one of their big, I think, debuts. But obviously these players feel very comfortable together, and they played like they were very comfortable. Like a lot of really good calls, nice plants, good rotates, everything just felt great.
Yeah, I want to say like the duelist, their main duelist, Koro and Arya, just did a phenomenal job at doing their job. But we have to go on to the next map because it is not over, folks. We talked about Bind, and we kind of at the beginning were like, we don't know a lot about AIMPUNCH and Bind, but I did some digging on my free time, and I found out that AIMPUNCH actually played Polaris on this map, and it was actually a really close match. It was 13-8. Mind you, yes, there has been some roster changes to AIMPUNCH on that map, but regardless, a 13-8 against a team that is currently undefeated is pretty spicy.
I mean, it definitely is cute, Noob. You have to think about Bind as a fresh start for both of these teams. I know 13-4 can seem very, very scary, but AIMPUNCH showed a lot of potential in the first half, at least, of Icebox. And based on what you're saying, 13-8 against Polaris, they're not going to give up Bind that easily at all. So I'm definitely excited to see how they're going to continue fighting and potentially push us to a third.
What team compositions do we want to see here? And maybe what's something that they could switch from Icebox coming into Bind? Maru?
Well, I think we're probably going to see, just based on what I know, I'm pretty sure Hollywood likely to stick on the Chamber. That said, I would be interested to see if they stick with Viper. So are we going to see, day MVP Viper again with multiple of these kind of picks? That said, maybe some sort of change, maybe a raise, maybe something like a Sky even to kind of help with the flashes. I know that, we saw Genuine on KO, who really did a great job with those pop flashes, really, really smart plays there. So I'm curious to see if they stick with KO or if they're going to switch to somebody else, because I know Bind is not exactly a KO map because it's hard to get the knife into good places, so many sharp angles, so we'll see.
What about for you, Jojo?
I'm definitely expecting sort of a similar comp to what we saw in our previous matchup with Polaris on Bind. They did opt for that double smoke, which could be interesting to see here. Viper, very commonly played on Bind, but you've also got that Astra option. And with double smokes, anything can really happen. It's just going to depend on who they pick as their Sentinel players. Maru, you talked about Chamber as being really a staple character in that lineup, but Sage is still a potential, and so is Killjoy. So it's just going to depend on which agents these teams feel comfortable with, and sometimes a comfort pick is what you need to win.
Absolutely. Well, with that, this is going to be the second map of the series. The first map went over to Dart Monkeys, which means that in order for AIMPUNCH to stay in this tournament, they need to win this map, and we have Agent Select already ready for you guys. Take it over.
Look, Jojo, I don't want to say anything, but look, players, viewers, you can't do this to me. You can't hover Yoru and not pick Yoru. Like, that just breaks my heart. So I know it's the joke to hover Yoru, but come on, you gotta You can't do this to me.
It's very painful for you, Maru, but I'm hoping that Dysphoric changes off and changing between Yoru and Viper. I'm expecting a not Yoru pick, potentially for Sova. That is going to mirror exactly what Katie has chosen over on the opposite side. And joined with Katie is a Sky and an Astra. I love how those two agents can collaborate with each other. You've got some info grabbing, and then if you know where someone is hiding out, you can either gravity well them or stun them with that Astra utility, or even Suerte's nades.
Yeah, of course, we do see the switch away from Yoru because, you know, you know what, I got what I wanted once and it went badly, so we'll just leave it alone. I'll just be sad. I'll get over it. But yeah, we do see here a more traditional pick, right? We have the double duelist on defense here for Dart Monkeys. Interestingly, we only have a single duelist, and it's Raze, which is kind of interesting because Raze, I mean, is a fairly common pick on Bind. The blast packs are really good, and her ult, the Showstopper, is actually fairly strong in Bind because of the tight hallways in a lot of parts of the map. But it's unusual to see her as the only duelist. So that said, there's always the joke, you know, Chamber's a duelist, Sky is a duelist. So we'll see if that's kind of what they're thinking to replace another, you know, pure duelist entry fragger here with instead using Sky or Chamber a little bit more aggressively. And as we saw in Icebox, Dart Monkeys fairly aggressive in their play style. So I would be unsurprised to see them playing a more aggressive style of game here. That said, they only have, you know, no Viper actually, so we kind of Caster's curse that. This is the first game tonight, or today even, with no Viper.
And no Viper indeed. We do see that full rotate over to A. It was a little bit of a default initially, and now Kami tagged up by that drone, but somehow is going to survive until Katie puts a last classic shot in her brain. Hollywood making their name known yet again in U-Haul. Spike has yet to be planted, and now that Arya is in heaven here, gonna get smoked off, but it's a weird smoke, and she can definitely push through it to stop this plant. Koro leers out and is waiting to peek this one at the perfect time. Katie cannot hold it. Down to Kaz, 23 HP, with 22 on Dysphoric, and she still needs to stick that defuse. Clean headshot.
Nice. Clean headshot. Dysphoric going to fake the defuse, but Hollywood playing a really smart game. Very, very sneakily coming up A long there. Oh, the teabag. We're getting spicy now.
That was a brilliant round. Just came down to Hollywood, and if you are on the side of AIMPUNCH, that is the player you want as your last man standing. Just hanging out in short, able to clutch that one out. And it is the pistol round that goes to AIMPUNCH. This is a great start for them. Again, this is a must-win map for them. So winning that pistol and likely winning this next round is going to give them a good benefit at the beginning of this map.
Yeah, we shall see. AIMPUNCH looking likely that they want to pull ahead fast here. And as we say, you know, Bind seems like a pretty good map for this team. Koro, got to be careful. Not careful enough. Hollywood and Kaz cleaning up. Genuine just kind of looks out, gets the heal, says, what are y'all doing? Come on, let's get on site. Gets the heal up. Look at this. The entire Dart Monkeys team basically trapped in their CT. And Suerte just cleans up there with the support of Genuine. And now it's 2-0 AIMPUNCH. And this is, Jojo, almost a completely opposite start to our Icebox game, with AIMPUNCH just running kind of away with these first two rounds.
And maybe they do feel more comfortable with these agent picks. It's a little bit of a switch up, just simply based on who's playable on this map and who is not. But it already feels like Suerte is feeling that Raze pick, playing so well with those blast packs and using them for movement as well as damage. But now coming in here, we've got Dart Monkeys on more of a full buy, lots of rifles in their kit versus 5 Spectres. Kami needs to be very careful here because 3 Spectres versus 1 rifle, generally not a fight you want to take. Spike has been spotted at this point, and Kami able to get the first pick. The orb is going to be grabbed, and it just comes down to where AIMPUNCH wants to go with this. They've got a lot of space on both sites. They've made noise everywhere, and they just have to pick which site to attack now.
Yeah, that chamber TP, again, such a fast way to get, essentially instantaneous, great way to escape danger, and very much the case there. Kami just dashing away after getting a kill. And that's really forced this team to push in slightly slower ways. This rotate here to B has taken quite a while. We see Katie is over there still making noise on A, trying to keep them busy. But honestly, I kind of wonder, I think they're going to, there's the rotate through the TP. I was saying, wait, she's staying there too long to not be a full rotate. And Katie getting Kami in, trying to jump out of the line of sight. Marisa forced into lamps. And this is now a pretty good double hit here. Oh, Marisa in the smoke, not enough to clutch it out. And let's see here, Dysphoric does come from behind. There are still 3 members left, so even though this did go off, it does not seem necessarily like things are going the way we want to. Oh, unfortunate there for the defense, but AIMPUNCH 3-0.
Somehow, some way, AIMPUNCH showing that 5 Spectres are better than some rifles, which is always shocking to me to see that happen. But it did also come down to how they played that one. They were not afraid to rotate, were not afraid to use the special quirks of this map, which are those TPs. And after securing the plant, really unfortunate for Dart Monkeys to not be able to clear out sight. But yet again, it seems like a full push towards B. Trailblazer gonna come through, try and clear, and they are gonna spot a lot of people in that garden location. Genuine with that opening pick onto Kami. Nothing Kami could do there, just stuck. Arya getting that headshot though. Potential to grab the gun.
This is definitely looking like a different sort of hit here, and they're gonna back away. Just like, maybe we don't want this, but look, Ara coming in with the rotate. Oh, just does not unfortunately work out for them. And now the rotate here coming. Katie, Genuine, leading the spike. The Seekers actually looking to figure out where they are. Really good use of the Seekers for info here as it goes towards B site. Is gonna kind of tie up the people on defense over there. They kind of got to deal with it. But look at this, look at this one Seeker, by the way, on the mini map coming all the way back, just kind of runs out of time eventually and fades away. But Marisa stuck in CT. Koro and the rest of the Dart Monkeys team having to kind of come in from market here. And these trademarks, we talked about this earlier, Jojo, the trademarks are going to give them so much information that you're coming. It's going to be really hard to not be found out, right? This is not going to be a quiet retake. Genuine, the spray finally connects with Dysphoric and takes her out. Hollywood taking down Marisa, and it is now only Koro goes down. And wow, Jojo, this game is night and day. The Icebox 4-0 for AIMPUNCH.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Mario, but we were in this exact same position, but reflected on Icebox. I have a feeling that Dart Monkeys was 4-0 on Icebox at a certain point in time, but this timeout is well needed. Marisa gonna be calling that one, and it is before a buy round. So Mario, what does Dart Monkeys need to change up with their defensive strategy? What are they doing that AIMPUNCH is just kind of blasting through?
Yeah. That was a big change here. Really, really nice sort of pickup from AIMPUNCH to kind of continually get this lead here. 4-0 for this game. I mean, honestly, this is almost like a completely different team. They've definitely coalesced here. And like we said, maybe Bind is just really comfortable for them. They definitely seem like they know what they're doing on attack. So there are things going in a really solid way here. I'm really kind of happy to see this sort of come alive here, but Dart Monkeys, I'm not going to count them out. I mean, 4-0 is not insurmountable. So let's see what we can do to recover from that.
Exactly. And taking a look at what ultimates are available here, Hollywood, so good on Icebox with the Tour de Force, and it is ready here. Hollywood is 7-0, Maru. I mean, this is kind of like their sweet spot at this point. No deaths, has Tour de Force ready to go, and I'm expecting Hollywood to absolutely pop off with it here. There you go. That is Kami's Tour de Force that has been popped. The drone is going to be the first one to peek it out, and now Kami stuck in the gravity well. The opposing drone, potential for gaining that information about who is on site. Kami misses that shot, has to TP to get out of the way, and now that that trademark has been placed, there is no one holding close angles on AIMPUNCH's attack.
Yeah, oh wow, Suerte getting a nice kill on Kami there with the jump. And this site is absolutely AIMPUNCH's here. The single pick has given them so much space. Look at this, the rotation into elbow, just kind of picking up on where to be. And I mean, Dart Monkey's in a bad spot here. Era coming around, likely to potentially get Kaz unawares here. Gets the kill. Genuine and Hollywood cleaning up. Actually, this is looking really, really bad. Poor Koro all alone. 5-0 now for AIMPUNCH.
And not the first time that Koro has unfortunately been last alive. It's a lot to ask for Koro to try and defend a 1v4 or a 1v3, but that agent Reina definitely has a lot of potential to do so. Just Koro has not been in an ideal situation where they are going to be able to commit to that defense. But coming in here, we do have a save, unfortunately, for Dart Monkeys. Just a lone Vandal in the hands of Kami. And a Bucky this time in the hands of Koro. I don't know what we're gonna be able to see here, but if Koro does get pushed, you know, Bucky supremacy.
Yeah, we shall see. I mean, we do love our Bucky gaming here, but this is a rough eco round for the Dart Monkeys. Marisa tried to hold this corner with the Sheriff. Bladestorm also maybe doing some work for Era, but honestly, the gun advantage is so scary. They're not really even in a rush to push this site here. Look, Hollywood coming from market potentially is going to walk into Koro's Bucky, so we'll have to see what happens here. Oh, I think she's a little too far. No. Didn't work, unfortunately. Koro, they were just not in the place, and yeah, she was too far away from Koro to get killed by the Bucky in one shot. This is the downside of the Bucky, if I could be honest. And Hollywood is cleaning up in the meantime. 3K here, leaving for Kami, the surviving member of Dart Monkeys here. And this is starting to become kind of a blowout here, Jojo. I mean, this game is absolutely just AIMPUNCH's to lose at this point. They would have to throw so many rounds in a row for the victory to reverse. I don't see it happening, but I mean, hey, crazier stories have happened. So let's see. Maybe we'll get a 6th round comeback here from Dart Monkeys, and we'll go from there.
We have to think about how this is going to continue, though, because looking at the economy of AIMPUNCH, they are going to be set. Even if they lose 4 in a row, they're still going to be able to buy just because of 6 rounds in a row. That's what that does for you. And I think we also need to give credit where credit is due. Hollywood absolutely dominating here. Suerte holding her own as well. And that is likely going to open up a little bit of B site. Just one remaining member of Dart Monkeys trying to hold strong as the spike does rotate over into Hookah. Kaz doesn't know if she wants to push that quite yet. Again, a very, very slow round from AIMPUNCH. They are in no hurry at all, and Koro taken out from behind by Hollywood.
Yeah, that is another really clean lurk from Hollywood, kind of getting a kill there. Kaz now looking to go back towards B, whether or not they feel that's, you know, worth it, because A is now somewhat cleared up. Marisa, though, ducks out, gets the kill. Dysphoric also, and this is actually now the first round where it's not looking like AIMPUNCH are going to run away with it. Actually, only 2 surviving members, and they haven't even gotten the plant off yet. So Kaz and Hollywood looking to push on to B, but the Cosmic Divide is going to make that a lot harder for them to get onto site here.
Not sure if there's just a little gap for them to be able to jump down into. It's very dangerous because as soon as this Cosmic Divide dissipates, you're going to be faced with an open map. The smoke goes up just in time because there are 2 members of Dart Monkeys who are in elbow. There we go. Hollywood tagged once. Can they escape the second tag? Dysphoric
Oh, wow.
Securing the kill onto Kaz, and wow, great pick from Marisa.
Yeah, first round on the board for Dart Monkeys. So, you know what? Hey, as we said, we've seen crazier things. Maybe 6 rounds in a row is absolutely possible here. So that was a great pickup there for the defense. Definitely showing signs of life. Dart Monkeys absolutely not just looking to, GG go next. They absolutely want to get some rounds here as they get ready to swap. And I mean, that's a good way to start it off. So let's see if they can keep that pressure up, because honestly, the problem is going to be that the money advantage is still very much in the hands of AIMPUNCH. I mean, 6 rounds in a row, they've never really bought anything super expensive either. So really, they do have a lot working for them here. Oh, the 100 Fury
is brutal. The initial connections does so much damage there. And now AIMPUNCH already in a better position than they could have hoped for. They can go anywhere now. This map is totally theirs. We even have Seekers available in the hands of Genuine if they really want to make sure that they pick the site with the least amount of defenders, which at this point in time is B. Hollywood making a little bit of noise over there. And it does bait a rotate from Dysphoric, who has now decided, nope, it's going to be A, and this is the correct call. Seekers are popped, and the attack is about to commence.
Oh. Marisa having to run away from the shock dart, 48 HP, and Suerte just blast packs in, taking her down. And now, again, Kami, the sole survivor here, trying to retake 3v1. Can they pull it off? Bulldog Gaming is a go. We shall see what they can make happen here, but it's going to be pretty tough. This is a very, very difficult retake in most circumstances. And I don't think the gun disadvantage is going to be helping them here.
Luckily, the drone did not spot out anything, but Kami still has a monumental task ahead of her. Hollywood in that bench location is probably going to be the most difficult to clear. Yep, and there we go. Peeks out. Hollywood not wanting to wait at all. Patience level 0. Wanting that headshot so bad, and gets it.
Yeah, and this is, again, AIMPUNCH pulling into the lead, still increasing, 7-1, dropping a single round so far. This is just looking really difficult. I mean, I know Dart Monkeys are the type of team that don't want to give up and definitely want to pull out a win here, but it's absolutely looking like we're likely going to a third map here, JoJo.
With a 7-point lead or 6-point lead, potential to be 7, I'm gonna have to agree with you, Maru. They are showing so much dominance on Bind. AIMPUNCH really feeling themselves here. And there you go, 2 instant kills within the first 20 seconds of this round. Suerte satcheling all the way into backside, making sure there is no more players on site to defend. And Era waiting in backside. There's nothing much that she can do. Just the Guardian in hand, hoping someone from AIMPUNCH is gonna peek out, and instead it's Suerte who gets the jump on Era. The nade does come through. Suerte seems to know there's at least one more back site.
Yeah, this is looking kind of rough. Poor Koro, all alone with a sheriff, can't connect. 8-1 AIMPUNCH. And JoJo, I mean, maybe going to the next game is the best option, because it just seems like AIMPUNCH has their number on this map. This just seems to be, AIMPUNCH seems to be very comfortable on Bind. I know we talked about it at the beginning, right? The 13-8 against Polaris, the undefeated sort of champions. So they are showing that comfort here as well. I mean, 8-1. Honestly, the KDA even alone, right? Hollywood, 17 kills. More kills than pretty much the entire Dart Monkeys team combined on a single person.
Not only is it 17 kills, Maru, it's a 17 KD. That is absolutely astounding. Oh. Genuine taking down Kami, opening there, and it's not just Hollywood making these big impact plays. It is their entire team. Era peeking that one out. Suerte ready for it as Showstopper ready. Marisa has to hide behind Cosmic Divide.
That was such a beautiful misdirect from Hollywood, throwing out the trademark as a swing, essentially, forcing Era to look a different direction. You know, this fork trying to drone out does find people in lamps, and it is going to cause Kaz to lose their life here. Marisa cleaning up with 4 kills, and actually, this is one of the better rounds here. Can they get another round on the board? Marisa going to use the Cosmic Divide to force Katie to have to come to her, and she's going to. Runs right into her and sprays her down. I mean, you had to know that was the plan, wasn't it? I mean, come on. Katie clutches it out. Amazing. What a play.
I do not think that Dart Monkeys played that the best that they could have. I mean, you had to know that Katie was just going to stick barely through that Cosmic Divide and just play for time there, get the planner off of the spike. But they were not ready for it. They were not ready for that kind of push. And now, unfortunately, they find themselves in a very dangerous situation where AIMPUNCH is 1 round away from double digits.
Yeah, I mean, this is a huge lead here for AIMPUNCH. And honestly, that seemed like it should have gone the way of Dart Monkeys, would have been, you know, 2-8. But instead, Katie managing to recover really seemed just unfortunate there. The Cosmic Divide, I assumed, was going to be, you know, the plan to force her to come to spike. But this is looking to be like a 10-1 or even higher, maybe 11-1. And I mean, this is just looking so insurmountable for the Dart Monkeys to recover from here. Hollywood pushing elbow, doesn't go for it, decides to pull back. Katie going for it though, does go down to just Forks. Sheriff Duerte gets the kill onto Kami. I'm sorry, actually Kaz gets that kill. And this is just really like one of the weird, well, never mind. Genuine's cleaning up as well as Kaz. I was gonna say this is one of the more lopsided attacker-sided pushes, but they recovered 3, survive. And Jojo, we're now 10-1. We're at the last round for the swap, and it is very likely that they're going to be 11-1 as the attackers take a timeout here.
This is almost a troll timeout, I think, from AIMPUNCH. They really need to take a timeout here. I mean, they risk losing their momentum. They risk sort of getting in their heads a little more. I think it would be more beneficial for them to just play out this round, because this also gives time for Dart Monkeys to figure out how they can secure a second round.
Yeah, I mean, at the very least, you want to try to get a second round, just something before the swap. However, we could very likely see, you know, the most unlikely of comebacks here from Dart Monkeys after this swap, because you never know. I mean, once sides change and strats change, because now you're on defense, we'll see. I mean, the Dart Monkeys, hey, if they can get another round, at least that's 2 less that they need to win on defense. But at the same time, they're going to have to win every single round, essentially, from here to the end of this map. And I'm wondering if it's just worth it to just go to map 3.
That is the question you do not want. If you're Dart Monkeys, you do not want your mental to be totally, you know, down in the sewers. And I'm kind of hoping that they try and play the rest of this map as more of a fun game. I hate to say that, but at this point, it's almost impossible for them to bring it back. Kami holding strong with Tour de Force. Initial shot does not connect, and TP's down into backside. Genuine actually grabbed by that gravity well, but no one there to follow up on it. Instead, Era taking down Genuine, and this site is all but theirs to plant that spike on.
Yes, Suerte looking to push into Kami here, into lamps. Does get it. Unfortunately, Kami caught without their gun out. Marisa, meanwhile, taking Katie down, but Era also getting some kills. So, I mean, yeah, Dart Monkeys don't necessarily want to go down without a fight here. I mean, 2-10 is an unlikely comeback, but it is the start of a comeback. Look, forcing to rotate through the TP, and now AIMPUNCH going to get the plant, very likely, as Dart Monkeys try to come from behind and get this defense win here. But can they? Pushing through the Cosmic Divide, they find Dysphoric back in CT.
I'm a little confused why they've pushed through the Cosmic Divide. I definitely thought they were going to use it to secure that plant, but they almost got tagged up by the players pushing through back site.
Oh my. Kaz and Dysphoric, last one's alive. Dysphoric jump peeks to find Kaz, swinging all the way around. Oh my gosh, Dysphoric gets the kill. Second round on the board from Dart Monkeys, using the Hunter's Fury, because why not? I mean, hey, it goes away anyway. So 2-10, Dart Monkeys definitely in a hole. Can they dig themselves out of it is the question.
Switching sides.
That is the question, Maru, and what are the chances? Like, at this point, they need the pistol round, and they need 7 more after. If AIMPUNCH is even able to grab that pistol, they're basically guaranteed match point at that point, because pistol leads to that second round of the half, and suddenly you are feeling all the pressure of just one more round from AIMPUNCH, and you're forced to a map 3. So Dart Monkeys must win this pistol if they even have a hope to bring it back in their favor, but otherwise they are still guaranteed a third map, so hopefully they are not feeling too pressed about this one.
Yeah, we shall see. I mean, AIMPUNCH have a lot of real estate to give up here, essentially, before they'd end up being in danger of losing this map too. That said, losing rounds back to back is a really, really good way of potentially losing your momentum, and the econ game of Valorant is a big deal. So even though you might be messing around, it's very easy to feed rounds to your opponents by accident. Look at Hollywood though, clean 3K with the headhunter, just back-to-back shots. Does go down, but absolutely beautiful gunplay there, and just isn't able to clean up. Kami with only a sliver of health, 18 HP, and they are chasing down through hookah here as coming for it. Kami barely by the skin of their teeth getting away from it.
And they knew that Kami was low health, and jumping down, Kaz, not even worrying, getting that headshot, and that is the pistol round. Maru, I think that might be it for this map.
Yeah, I think so, because we're now going to go to the 12th round here, potentially for AIMPUNCH. They will be likely bonusing, or at least, full buying into their win there. And it's just going to, I mean, honestly, do Dart Monkeys have the luxury of not buying up, right? Do you have the luxury of not forcing? And I don't think the answer is yes. I think you have to buy something, which means that they can't even save for like, okay, we'll just save, we'll get rifles the round after, because then that round is match point.
Exactly, and that is the thing that you have to think about. It's always thinking about the next round. What comes next? What can we do in the next one? And in 2 rounds, Maru, there isn't going to be a next round on this map, at least. Suerte throwing out that grenade does a decent amount of damage to Kami. Always seems to be her who is lacking in the HP department. Hollywood pinched in U-Haul, still able to grab one, and suddenly it is all down to 1. It's Koro, who had a brilliant map before, lacking a little bit on this one. Can she make it work? 1v2. They are not together, so if she can isolate these 1v1s, it's definitely possible. First pick has succeeded onto Genuine. That spike is going to be able to be retrieved, but neither player knows where the other one is unless Koro re-hits Showers, and that is likely where Katie is going to be expecting her to come from.
Yeah, Koro looks like they want to re-hit, maybe because they just don't think they have time. Katie ducks out. Unfortunate, the spray is unable to connect, and Katie then gets the kill. Koro's so close to clutching that one out, and now we are on match point, JoJo. And I mean, at this point, AIMPUNCH have the money to buy up into full guns. They have the ability even to give a round or two, because they just need one more. And this is definitely looking like we're going to be going to a map 3, absolutely. Unless Dart Monkeys pull off the recovery of the century here, I think we are going to watch these teams in their rematch hit the full 3 map plays. So we shall see what happens here. But I'm expecting this one to be kind of bloody as the full buy. I mean, look, Suerte's got a judge, and I don't know what to expect, but it's probably going to be nasty.
I'm almost expecting someone to write in chat, knife fight mid. Like, this is how decisive this map has gone. Yes, that push, again, directed more towards A. Gravity Well snags a few members in short. Suerte holding strong onto this judge in U-Haul, waiting to be pushed. Cass throwing out a few more stars, making this harder for Dart Monkeys to push into.
Yeah, they are playing very, very passive, which I guess, you know, if you are Dart Monkeys, you have to be, right? You can't make any mistakes, but at the same time, you have to do something. And Era might have never mind, Sorte just turns around with the judge, does get the kill, but Kami and Koro do get some kills here, so I mean, this is not out of the bag. As actually, I mean, Stinger Gaming maybe is doing some work here. It's 2v3, Genuine and Hollywood, the only two left actually on their team to recover from this plant. Kami trying to hold an angle with the Stinger. TP's away from it. Genuine finds one in Lambs. Koro now with the judge. Potentially gets taken out by Kami. It's actually only Koro alive now with a Sheriff. Can't, and that is it, folks. We are going to map 3 as Dart Monkeys fall to AIMPUNCH here, 13-2. What a recovery, Jojo. This was just the absolute opposite of game 1.
I don't even know what to say there, Mario. Maybe it was the agent composition, maybe it was the map, maybe it was that small break that they got between the two maps, but something changed in AIMPUNCH, and we definitely saw a whole different team. It was an even greater match gap between the two than we saw on Icebox, so it's really anyone's game from here on out. I mean, I think we're going to Ascent next, and I don't really know if we can even make predictions about that map. It's somewhat similar to both Bind and Icebox. Maybe a little bit more of an advantage towards AIMPUNCH because they're coming off of a big win.
Yeah, I would say I think what we are going to expect at the very least is a really, really bloody game between these two. Could be one that's very close, or honestly, the way these two teams play, I think it's going to be whoever starts to claw out a advantage of some point is going to just grab that and take hold of it and try to get the game 3 under wraps. But either way, we're going to take a quick break, folks. So we'll be back in a few minutes with game 3 of Dart Monkeys versus AIMPUNCH.